You're watching Soccer Highlight with myself, Emmy, Akura. There are a lot of stories that are emanating from the English Premier League, the French League, Spanish League, Italian League, and of course, not forgetting the Under-20 World Cup that just concluded, and the ongoing Under-17 Women's World Cup, not forgetting the CAF Champions League that took place over the weekend. All right. Let's jump straight into it. Going into the English Premier League, the first match that took place on Saturday was a match between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. Chelsea traveled to Forest, who are struggling lately, and it was, as predicted by a lot of people, Chelsea were going to win, and they were victorious, winning that game 3-1. In the first half, Chelsea could not find the net. However, coming back in the second half, they responded to the changes that were made by their coach by scoring 3 goals, making sure that they fired the Nottingham Forest coach. Chelsea's Achimpong scored his first goal for Chelsea, the 19-year-old who has been playing under Enzo Maresca. A lot of people were questioning why he did not sign an experienced defender, but he said, you know what? The young boys can actually do what the old boys can also do, and experienced boys can also do. And this guy is growing as a good defender with time and playing time given to him by the coach with experience. He is now getting experience from some of the players that he's been playing with, who have been playing in the Premier League for the past few years. They also, the likes of Tosin and also Reece James, who is the captain, they are making sure that they nurture this young boy into becoming a good and experienced defender. That is exactly what Achimpong is doing, and he scored his first goal for Chelsea. It was just so beautiful. It was beautiful to see the youngster who's coming through the ranks of Chelsea and scoring for Chelsea. Just a dream come true for any player. Reece James, the captain, of course, another Chelsea product, scored another goal, and Neto also giving an assist and also scoring, making sure that the Chelsea team fired the Nottingham Forest coach. Nottingham Forest, bad start to the season continued, and we don't know what the problem is. A lot of people are blaming the owner here and there for making sure that he is not, doing very well in the league so far. But he is the one who is paying their bill, so he knows where he's heading with the team. But one thing I always say is that you should be able to keep faith with the coach and give the coach time to build a team and implement his ideas. And this coach was not given enough time. He was just fired barely few months into the job, and you have to, the coach, the owner really need to look into why he is firing coaches every month. Because if you are to make sure that you bring stability to the team, make sure you bring a coach and allow them to implement their ideas. Anyway, another match that took place in the English Premier League was a match between Brighton against the Newcastle United. That guy, Welbeck, this guy is so underrated. People don't often talk about him, but he's a guy, like I have said it a lot of times on this show, that these guys' work rate is just, it's something that I always talk about. He is very good. He's doing very good, and people don't talk about him because he's not playing for a big team, So people always not, try to talk about other teams, the likes of Isaac, who people are signing for 100 and something million. So they neglect this guy, but this guy is doing a fantastic job so far. When you need him, he is there to help. And Welbeck scored 2 goals against Newcastle as Newcastle lost 2-1 away to Brighton. In another match where Sunderland, who played against Wolverhampton, and Sunderland won that game. Burnley played against Leeds United. Ogochukwu scored to make sure that he helped his team to beat Leeds United. Burnley won that game 2-0. All right, guys, let's move into another match that we're going to be talking about right on this show that is coming from the English Premier League. That is a match between Fulham against Arsenal. And I've said it a lot of times, and I will continue to say it. Arsenal, for me, are a team that I'm tipping to win the Premier League this season. I'm not just saying it as somebody who, or maybe is just being sarcastic. No, I am saying it because I believe so much in these guys. I believe in these guys because they've been building over the years. They've been coming second. And now they have a solid team. A solid team that if they try to avoid some of the mistakes that they made last season, trust me, Arsenal are going to win the league this season. So they traveled away to Fulham, and it was a difficult game because in their last 2 or 3 games or so, they were unable to get a victory against Fulham. But in this season, they went there, and Trossard scored the only goal of the match, which gave Arsenal 3 points and taking them to the top of the table. To me, this is a sign that they want to win the league, because as a team that wants to win the league, a match that you're supposed to draw, you turn it into a win. And a match that you're supposed to lose, you turn it into a draw. And that is what Arsenal is looking so far. Now, the season is still early, but I'm saying, with what I'm seeing so far, I'm tipping Arsenal to go ahead and win this league because they have a complete team. If they don't win it this season, they have themselves to be blamed for not winning it. So Arsenal won against Fulham, which was a fantastic result for Mikel Arteta's side. All right, in another match in the English Premier League that we're going to be talking about, which played and it took place in the English Premier League, Tottenham Hotspur against Aston Villa. Aston Villa traveled to Tottenham, and despite the fact that a lot of people were tipping Tottenham to win, because of their form, they fumbled against Aston Villa, and Aston Villa came up on top against the Spurs, winning that one 2-1 away. Now, another match, which is the final match that we're going to be talking about in the English Premier League, was a match between Manchester United and Liverpool. And I've said it a lot of times also that whenever you see Chelsea dropping point, Manchester United drop point, it's almost as if they're always having meetings to discuss how they're going to play this week and how they're not going to play, what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. It's almost like they discuss about this thing. So this week, Manchester United traveled to Liverpool. And on paper, it is so good to, when people are predicting, when you look at the predictions that are coming out from different, analysts and all that, you will agree with me that majority of them tipped Liverpool to beat Manchester United at home, considering the fact that the reigning champions traveled to Chelsea and they lost against Chelsea. So playing at home at Anfield against Manchester United who are struggling lately, it was going to be just a one-sided game. However, Manchester United are saying enough is enough. We are a big team. We need to step up and we need to start getting positive results. And that is exactly what Manchester United did against Liverpool. Mbeumo scored the first goal, and guess what? I don't know if I should call him, a Ronaldinho of sort. Maguire of all people turned into Ronaldinho at Anfield, scored the winning goal for Manchester United. Just when Liverpool thought that Gakpo is going to save them and get a point, Maguire said, you know what, I am going to save the day for Manchester United, and the 3 points is what we're going to take away from this pitch. And that was exactly what he did. And Amorim, I'm so happy for him. The guy is suffering with Manchester United. He's going through a lot. People don't have faith in him. People are attacking him, attacking the entire team and the players because of their form. But getting that result now set Manchester United on a path of redemption. Manchester United now are not heading towards becoming the Manchester United that we know. And you can only just hope. Manchester United fans, I'm sure they're praying right now that with this result now, they can turn it into a positive, momentum going forward. They can build from this momentum going forward and get positive results and stay where they belong. Because Manchester United don't belong in the bottom half of the table. They belong on top as a big team. So winning against Liverpool for me, and it was just a fantastic result for them. And looking at Liverpool, one can help but ask, where are they going? Where are they heading? They're reigning champions. What is happening to them? They have fantastic players. They spent a lot of money. Over £200 million they spent on players. So what is really happening? Are they not the same players that won the league last season? They are the same players. So where are they getting it wrong? They need to step up as defending champions. You can't be losing to Chelsea and then losing to Manchester United at the same time. So they're not lost back-to-back, home and away. 6 points dropped, But, it's too early in the league, so we have to wait and see what's going to happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are all the results that we have for you in the English Premier League. After this short break, we'll be, crossing over to the rest of the European leagues to look at what took place in those leagues. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's take a look at what happened in Italy. In Italy, the league is heating up. I mean, like I said on this show all the time, I like competition. I want to see a competitive league. I want to see how teams are fighting each other for that trophy comes the end of the season. You don't have to just allow it to be one-sided. So when you have the likes of Napoli, who are the defending champions, you're having time like AC Milan, you have Juventus. When you have all these teams, they're competing to be the best in the league and win it at the end of the season, it gives a lot of us joy, you know, and also the entertainment that comes with watching it. So Inter Milan won away. Another shocking result in Italian league that I don't think anyone envisioned this result. It's a result between Como and Juventus. Como playing against Juventus at home. I mean, I don't care what anybody will say. No one will predict that Como will beat Juve 2-0. Juve will be unable to at least score one goal against Como. Fabregas is doing a fantastic job. For me, I'm saying this guy is the next big thing that is coming out of Europe. Fabregas is going to be, I mean, the demand for this guy is going to be high. With what he's doing with a small club, with a low budget club. Took them from Serie B to the main league. And he is still doing a beating big teams. The good thing about this guy is the fact that he is able to manage all these players without any issues. The connection, you know, the system that he's using with this team is something that I'm so happy for. And, you know, I just can't help but admire his coaching capabilities and what he's doing for this team thus far. So I just hope this is just the beginning of great things to come for Fabregas. They're looking like a team that don't want to go down there anytime soon. You know, so imagine if he's coaching with this team and if he can be able to handle a big team. I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow you see him at Madrid, you see him at Barcelona, you see him at Arsenal, you see him at Chelsea. You never know. That's soccer for you. People travel, especially if you're good and you know what you're doing. So for now, he's taking his time, making sure that he's building this team. And I'm so happy for him. They beat Juve 2-0. Another game, Fiorentina went away to AC Milan. And AC Milan were just too good for Fiorentina as they lost 2-1 to AC Milan. AC Milan now up there, you know. It was just a fantastic result. And Napoli, who is the reigning champions, lost to Torino 1-0. Antonio Conte's side could not prevent their side from a defeat away to Torino. So, you see, the results are looking good for some and are looking bad for some, but that is the beauty of the game. All right. Let's look at the results that took place. The results that took place in the Spanish league. And that is the Barcelona played against Girona. It was a difficult game, trust me. A very difficult one that, you know, everyone thought it was going to end like that. But it didn't end like that. Barcelona performed magic once again. They came back in the dying minutes, they scored. And the game turned out in their favor. They got 3 points against Girona. And then they're now behind Real Madrid. Madrid, who traveled to Getafe. It was a difficult one for them, you know. But Madrid, as a big team, they will always find a way, you know, to score and get positive results. And that is exactly what they did. Madrid scored. One goal away, Mbappe scored, and Madrid got 3 points. And they returned to the top of the table. In another match in Spanish league was a match between Sevilla and Mallorca. Sevilla took the lead, but they could not defend. Mallorca were just too good for them. Mallorca came back, equalized, and scored 3 goals to beat Sevilla at home. Sevilla were hosting Mallorca, but Mallorca said, you know what? We don't have respect for you at your place. We have to make sure we get our points. And they got their 3 points, their maximum points, they got it. And they won that game 3-1. All right, in France, it was an entertainment, man. It was just a weekend filled with a lot of entertainment, a lot of soccer, a lot of goals that were scored in France. PSG were at home against Strasbourg. PSG could not get 3 points. Strasbourg, they didn't defend very well, but they were playing against the champions. So to put up a performance like that, scoring 3 goals against PSG side, and PSG came back and equalized all the goals and they got a point. But the truth of the matter is that these guys scored 3 and prevented PSG from getting 3 points at home. So it was a fantastic, result for them. In another match that took place in the French league was a match between Marseille against Le Havre. Marseille are playing a fantastic game. That guy Greenwood scoring 4 goals. Yes, you heard me right. 1, 2, 3, 4 goals in a very difficult game. In a very difficult league, this guy's doing it. Maybe it's just one of the reasons why United are struggling ever since he left. You never know. Anyway, that was a joke. But I don't know what United would have been with him at United. But since he moved that side, he's doing wonders. Scoring 4 goals in that game. And it took his team to the top of the table, a point ahead of PSG. It's still early into the league. So we just have to wait and see what is going to happen at the end of the day. But I can say to you now that it's looking like they mean business and they want to win. In another match that took place was a match between Nice and Lyon. Here, one would have thought that Lyon will get maximum point, knowing fully where the PSG drop point. So it was an opportunity for them to capitalize on that and then find themselves to get maximum points against Nice to go on top of the league or behind Marseille at least. But Lyon failed to do that. They lost away to Nice 3-2. All right, moving to Germany, where a lot of actions. Like I'm saying, this weekend was just filled with goals, entertainment. Bayer Leverkusen traveled away to Mainz. 7 goals were scored in that game. 4 of those goals are coming from the away team, Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen scored 4, winning that game 3-2. 4-3, not 3-2, 4-3. In another match that took place in the league was a match between the reigning champions and Borussia Dortmund. Bayern Munich played at home against the Borussia Dortmund. And of course, it was an entertainment. It was a difficult game for both teams. However, the team with an excellent record in the season so far were victorious. And that is Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich played against Dortmund. Goals from Kane and Olise. Of course, the usual suspects. They don't miss. They scored, making sure that they played 7 matches and they won all 7 matches and they have 21 points. So, I don't think there's any team right now in that league that is going to slow these guys down. The way they are playing, the team cohesion, the way in which Vincent Kompany is building this team. I feel sorry for other teams in that league. And it will take a special team with a lot of determination to slow down Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich are looking like, you know what, we are not going to slow down. We're just going to keep winning. And they won that game 2-1. So congratulations to them. And also it was a fantastic result. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are all the teams that we have for you in Europe. After this short break, I'll be taking you straight into what happened in the Under-20 World Cup that just finished. And also I'll be taking you to the CAF and the Under-17 Female World Cup that is ongoing. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Now let's move straight into what happened in the Under-20 World Cup. And it was, a good news for entire African continent as Morocco became victorious at the expense of the Argentina Under-20. The Argentina Under-20 went into this World Cup as the favorite, winning it 6 times, and they were looking for the 7th time. They were going to win it for the 7th time. However, the Moroccan side winning it for the first time since Ghana won it in 2009. They say, you know what, enough is enough. And these guys were so good, taking out the likes of France, Brazil, Mexico. These guys, where are they from? The Moroccan boys are just too good. Very young, energetic, good, experienced players at this level. With the kind of soccer that they played, it was just too good, man. Too good for everybody else to handle. And they won 2-0 against Argentina. It was a fantastic result for the continent, and for the Moroccan national team and the entire nation. So congratulations to Morocco Under-20 for winning the Under-20 World Cup. Colombia beat France 1-0 to win the third place in the competition. So it was very good news for the Moroccan under-20 and also Colombia for coming third in the tournament. In the CAF Champions League that took place over the weekend, the match that was played that a lot of fans are talking about, a lot of Sundance fans are actually excited about the results of their team over the weekend. They played against the Remo Stars in Abeokuta, Ogun State, and the South African side won that game 5-1. It was a humiliating performance from the Remo Stars. They were at home. They were at home. And now these results demonstrate something that I've been talking about a lot with friends, and this is a reality, and that I think a lot of soccer management in Nigeria will take heed of this and also maybe do something about it. When you invest in your league, when you prioritize your league, when you are patriotic enough, and when you exempt yourself from corruption, you build something beautiful. You build something that not just for now, for generations to come, will be able to benefit from. That is something that is lacking in that country. It's something that our football in Nigeria is just a shame. And it's not translating that because of the grassroots soccer in Nigeria, because of how bad the league is, it's affecting the national team. And when you talk about it, a lot of people like, but the national team. Whenever you see Nigerian national team win, just know that it takes a lot of effort from the players, number one. It takes a lot of factors. But if you look deep down, you will look that the football in Nigeria is not growing. This is the truth. Look at the performance of the under-20 that just went to the just concluded World Cup. Look at how badly they played. Look at the results that they got. Look at how they were humiliated. Because there's a mindset. When a young player in Nigeria is very good and is coming up, he fixated on going to Europe to go and play. Number one, he's thinking about the money. He's thinking about the quality of football there. He's not thinking about anything else. But then if you look at the South African League, majority of the South African players, hardly you find them outside of South Africa. They are playing in South African League because the league is paying them more. The league is giving opportunities to young players who are coming out to play. The South African League don't say until you are 30 before you start playing. Because in that way, you don't have to even cheat about your age. You have to play your soccer in your league. And when the league permits you, why you see it in the English Premier League, you have a player of 16, 17 years old is playing in the league. Can you say the same about the Nigerian league? No. And I know a lot of people are going to say, but what you are saying, I am saying it because I understand the system and I know how it works. I know how it works. How many young players can you name in the Nigerian league and say, this one is 20 years, this one is 19, this one is 22? Do you know why? Because the system is preventing the talents from, showcasing their talent. The system is saying to you that you have to get to a certain stage before you can start playing a league, or you are too young. The league is not solid. So now our talents are being exported outside. Out of the country. Our talent, any young player that is good is thinking of going to academy in Europe, thinking of going to academy in other countries. Why not home in Nigeria? Why are we not building the league to a point where the players that are coming up will now have that motivation to say, I want to represent my club, which is Enyimba. I want to represent my club, which is Remo. I want to represent my club, which is Kano Pillars. I want to represent my club, which is River United. We don't have that. We do not have it. So you can see the disparity. You can see it. Sundowns went to Nigeria and showed them the class. Show them this is how it's supposed to be done. I mean, it was just a shameful performance from the home side. Almost like they were panicking to play. You know, that is why it is important for you to build your league. Pay the players very well. They need to restructure the entire league. They need to restructure the league. This is coming from a lot. I mean, there's a lot of factors involved in this. From corruption, from everything. But you have to look at it. And it's the truth. We need to say it. We need to be honest with ourselves. Nigerians don't even have a desire to watch their teams play. If that game, if Remo, watch, just mark my word, in the return leg of this game, watch in South Africa where Remo are going to be playing against Sundowns and see how Sundowns fans are going to be in the stadium. But if you watch that game, the entire stadium was empty. They were probably watching Tottenham Hotspur, watching Chelsea. The entire fans were watching. That is how much of unpatriotic we are. We don't even care about what is happening there. But we know everything that is happening in the English Premier League. We know what is happening in the French League. We know what's happening in the Spanish League. We know what happened in the Italian League. But not in our league. We don't know what is happening there. Nobody knows what is going on there. They don't care. They don't watch it. So with that now, the league will remain where it is. And you will see others are going. Others are improving. South African national team is doing very well. They qualified to the World Cup. How many of their players you can point that they were playing in Europe? All of them were playing in South African league. But look at the so-called superstars that we are having that are coming from all the big teams in Europe. They're coming with a mindset of money. They're coming, they're just, they're coming, oh, I want to play, I don't want to get injured because I want to go back to the club and play. But when you see the South African players play, they're not playing for you to buy them in Europe. That is not their mindset. They're playing to represent their national team because they know that at home we are well taken care of. The league is paying them very well. The league is paying them. They are getting a lot of money from their league. So hardly you see them go out and they support their own. Anyway, we need to move on. Here are some of the results that took place in the Women Under-17 World Cup that is ongoing. Japan played against New Zealand. Japan won that game at 3-0. South Korea played against Ivory Coast and it was a draw, 1-1. France played against Samoa. French women Under-17 won that game 4-2. Nigeria played against Canada and Nigeria Under-17 could not prevent Canada from scoring. Canada Under-17 won that game at 4-1. Spain played against Colombia, Spain winning that game 4-0. Zambia played against Paraguay, and Paraguay won the game 2-1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our soccer highlights for today. I will be keeping you updated what's happening in the Under-17 World Cup that is ongoing and the other soccer news that will be emanating from different quarters. Until I come your way again, as always, stay blessed.